Hey everybody, welcome to Glow Up Handbook. Today we're going to start by doing some head rolls to the left. So this is going to be a dance-inspired flow for your shoulders and hips. I want you to switch directions, taking big circles all the way around, feeling into your body here. Then start with some shoulder rolls. So to make this more dancey, you want to roll one shoulder at a time. And then switch directions. Forward will be a little bit harder, so it takes a little bit more time, but it's good to warm them up from both sides. Because yoga is really heavy on the wrists, I want you to now flick your wrists 20 times. Just flicking your fingers away. Beautiful job. Now go ahead and roll forward onto all fours. Tabletop, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. I'm going to drop down onto my forearms and arch my back. We're going to do cat-cow and then round. So we're now on our forearms, arching and rounding, just changing the angles here, arching and rounding, arching. I want you to move your body in a circular motion here. So you can first do it slow like I showed and then connect all the points and make a big circle. This may feel awkward at first, but be really slow as you start out until you get comfortable with the movement. Then switch directions, going really slow, feeling into each point before you speed it up a little bit and connect all the motions. If you're going slow, you're going to drop your belly down, shift your rib cage one side, up, the other side, down. So we're going to do cat-cow, but changing the angle of our hands. So you're going to round down, arch up, round down, arch up, and as you do that, you're dropping and lifting your elbows. Feel free to rewind that and watch again on screen. It's a really fun one to play with. Now you can do a fun, sexy little push-up here by lifting one foot off the ground and sliding down. So you're sliding down with your chest first. We're going to do a quick chest opener here. So I want you to take your right arm to the side, elbow bent, and then take your other foot right behind you as I'm showing on screen. Then switch sides. Your left elbow is going to be out and bent. Then you're going to take your right foot over your body into a gentle twist here, but it's going to get deep into those chest and shoulder muscles. And then you can connect your feet and bring it back to center. Now clasp your hands behind you and lift up here and lower. Lift, lower. To have a nice, safe, bendy back, you want to have a strong back. So this is what that's going to work. Lift, lower. Then keeping your head down, you're going to lift and lower just your arms. Down, up, down, up, down. I want you to lift and lower all of your body now. So your back, your shoulders, and your legs. Just lifting, lowering, lifting, lowering, and then lift and lower just your hands. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. And now lift your whole body and bring your arms forward for Superman or Supergirl. Bring your hands behind you. As you bring them around, you're going to roll your wrists out and come into Cobra, planting your fingertips and just lifting and lowering your spine. We're going to learn a dancing Cobra here. So right now, just lifting and lowering. Then as you lift, you're going to bring your left foot up. Again, lift Cobra, left foot up, down. Lift Cobra, right foot up, down. Just a continuous fluid motion with your spine. Right foot up, down. Left foot up, right foot up, down. So both the feet go up and you switch. Right foot up, left foot up, down. Now you can put both feet up and just hold deep Cobra as deep as you can. Doesn't matter if your feet come close to your head or not. Try that sexy push-up again. Again, leading with your hips and glutes and then dragging your chest down across the floor. I like to do a little foot pop for fun. Now do what you need here to get comfortable, and then I'm going to have you bring your left foot forward into a low lunge. Your hip flexors are so key for so many important stretches. You're going to plant your hand to the side and do a side stretch in lunge. Rolling forward for that dancey element, letting your hair swing in front of you, just switching sides, opening into that side body. Before we come back to center into a half split, and we're going to wave our spine. So hands on the mat or some blocks, and you're going to come up, wave down. When you wave down, I want you to think of leading with your chest. Then come forward into lunge, back into half split, back into lunge, back into half split. This is the best combo for splits. Half split, lunge, half split, lunge, half split, lunge, half split. And if it's in your practice, go into a front split. Again, only do this if you're warm and comfortable. We didn't really get too deep into it, but I think front splits are really fun in a dance flow. You can walk your hands behind you in a back bend, or walk them forward for a deep hamstring stretch. If you're not in your splits, I want you to play with your half split. Now rock back and forth. You can do this in your half split as well. Just shifting your hips and changing the angle of the stretch. And then bring your hands or your elbows on the inside of that front leg and swing that leg around. Push back into a quick puppy pose here. And go ahead and come back up and bring your right foot forward into that low lunge. If you want to learn that swim through I did on front splits, let me know. I can post a demo. Now take that side stretch, swing it forward, flick the hair, other side, swing it forward, swing it forward, come forward, and then push back into that half split. Waving the spine, so think of leading with your chest and then rounding up, leading with the chest, rounding up, leading with the chest, rounding up, leading with the chest, and then come forward. We're going to go back into half split, forward into low lunge, back into half split, forward into low lunge, back into half split, forward into low lunge, back into half split. It was so hot today. My mat was like, that's the downside of a black mat, is I was just like burning up. If you have that front split, go ahead and slide into that or go in your half split. You can again play with, my hair is crazy. You can again play with walking your hands behind you, walking them forward. Just seeing what feels good here. So much of a dance-inspired flow is figuring out what feels good and learning to tune into your body and connecting all the motions. You can do that swim through with your hands on the inside or your elbows. Then just lay on your stomach and kick your feet up and down here. I want you to take this moment to appreciate your body. So much of being able to move gracefully and with the dance element is feeling confident and sexy in your body, and you do that in the slow moments. Awesome. Push up into that sexy push-up. Lead with your hips. Come into puppy pose. Hold. And come on up to all fours. You're doing so good. So I want you to swing around into seated and then come into a straddle here. Your straddle can be semi-intense but not as deep as you can go. So figure out what feels good and then just wave your body side to side. So you want to think of making a wave with your spine, leading with the rib cage and letting the rest of you follow. That's the easiest way to think of it. Now go ahead and plant your hands in front of you and arch and round your spine in a straddle. So cat-cow in straddle pose. As you feel more flexible, you can walk your hands forward more and more. You can come onto your elbows as you arch and arms as you round. Elbows arch, hands round, elbows arch. Then you can come into some waves. Again, waves will look like leading with your chest and then rounding up, leading with your chest and your heart and rounding up. Waves add a beautiful dance flow, feminine vibe to any yoga flow. Come as far as you can go, using your breath to go deeper, not judging yourself if you're not as deep as you'd hoped you'd be. You can rub your hands up and down your legs. Again, just getting in touch with your body. A lot of us are so busy and feel so disconnected. Bring your feet in front of you here. Just arch back, hands behind you, fingers away. Roll your neck out and give yourself a big hug here. Before coming all the way down to the mat. On your back here, lift your hips up into a gentle bridge. Drop, lift, drop. When you come up, I want you to think of, that's my dog, Ralphie. I want you to think of kind of arching up, rounding down, arching up, rounding down, arching up, rounding down. That's my guard boy. But he's bored. He's like, I'm gonna go. So in bridge, I want you to make some circles with your hips, but you're just going to do a half circle, so making almost a U motion here, rocking your hips side to side. Beautiful. Now, if you want, you can repeat bridge or push yourself up into a wheel pose. For a wheel, you're going to bring your hands by your ears, fingers pointed towards your shoulders. You can straighten your legs or bring them closer. You can extend one leg to the sky. Point your toes and tuck it under you. Extend the other leg. Point your toe and tuck it under you. Again, just playing with variations here. What feels comfortable in your body. Maybe bridge, you can wave one leg up and down. No matter what you did, I want you to bring your knees to your chest and just rock side to side. Before extending your feet up, putting your hands towards your ankles or your shins and extending your legs out in a wide straddle. You can shift your hips side to side here. Bend your knees for happy baby, and then extend out into straddle. Bend your knees for happy baby. Extend into straddle. Bend your knees for happy baby. Give yourself a big, big hug, head to knees. Extend the legs. Plant the feet wide and let your knees fall into each other. Slow, deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful job. Thank you so much for flowing with me. If you like the dance-inspired flow, please let me know in the comments and be sure to like and subscribe.